back to the Combo Cabal. I am your host, Bryant Cook, and today we're playing a spicy donation deck from our friend John, and I'm going to butcher this again, Bartugo. John, thank you for your continued support here at the Epic Storm. What our deck is looking to do today is, one, put Griselbrand into play, draw a whole bunch of cards, and then after that, assemble the Witherbloom Apprentice plus Chain of Smog combo to gain infinite life, make our opponent lose infinite life, which is pretty sweet. You don't actually need Griselbrand in order to make this happen because it is just an A plus B combo, so it's nice that it dodges Graveyard Hate. Speaking of dodging Graveyard Hate, in the sideboard we have 4 copies of Show and Tell, Hullbreaker Horror, Omniscience, this Emrakul. So the plan with this deck is to board out of the Tin Fins-esque package and into a transformational sideboard. So we've actually played this deck, John, I guess probably about 2 months ago at this point. I think we went 3-2 and it was almost a 4-1 if I played a little bit better. And I remember that deck being really powerful and surprisingly good. One of the things that I dislike about this deck list, and John, this is your baby, I'm not trying to insult you. I do not like 3 copies of Shallow Grave. I think you're making your deck weaker at what it does best, which is put Griselbrand into play and then do degenerate things, including this combo. If I'm being completely honest, I think this deck would be better as a straight, just green-black combo deck. I don't think you actually need Brainstorm or any of this transformational sideboards. I'd be a lot happier if our deck was just straight black-green combo, because like your Witherbloom combo already dodges Graveyard Hate, so you don't need a transformational sideboard plan because you already have one built into your main deck. So what I would do is I would probably just be straight black-green, throw in some Elvish Spirit Guides, maybe a few Collective Brutality, and then, maybe another Shallow Grave. I'm not convinced that Archetype of Endurance is even good, if I'm being honest, but you don't need all of this, in my opinion. I could be entirely wrong, and we might see in the league today, but I think this would just be better as Turbo Smog with a Reanimator plan. My 2 cents, John. Hope I didn't offend you. Let's see if my 2 cents are wrong or correct. I'll see you in match number 1. Hopefully you enjoy the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the play. Let's get it. And here we've opened up a hand that has no interaction. Well, that's not true. I didn't mean to say interaction. No mana, so we're going to ship this. Okay, so here we have double Brainstorm and Tomb. Need a Reanimate effect or the Witherbloom. I think we're going to try this. Okay, we're just going to play the Delta and pass. Plateau. Esper Sentinel. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to get Trop here. And cast Brainstorm. And this is a turn 2. Part of me wonders if I even bother doing Grief, because our opponent's playing Plateau, so they probably don't know about our graveyard plan. So why? I guess they'll see it anyway. So because I would have to discard my hand to the Chain of Smog anyway. So let's target them. Okay, so they had a pretty good hand. Dark Ritual. No. Witherbloom Apprentice. And Chain of Smog. Alright, so turn 2 with protection. Not bad. Not bad at all. Woot woot. Game number 1. So now we go to the sideboard against Painter. So this is a weird thing because these Veils aren't great. Show and Tell gets countered by Pyroblast, which we don't want to happen. So I think we do a hybrid plan here. I don't know if we actually want the archetype of Endurance either. So I think maybe this is just a match where we do the Show and Tell. The Dodge Graveyard Hate. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. Let's submit. Alright, so we do need a creature here. I think I'm going to keep this on the draw. Like, we have Entomb or Witherbloom Apprentice that both win the game. Alright, and they're just going to play Mountain Pass. Go to our turn, draw. Dark Ritual, not what we needed. We're just going to pass the turn here. Still Entomb or Witherbloom that wins the game off the top. 3 mana, Blood Moon. And I played out the wrong fetch land because I can't get the swamp here. It was a little bit awkward. Might as well grab the forest, I suppose. Yeah, so that's definitely on me. I didn't even consider Blood Moon. We do have a Lotus Petal in our deck, so I'm not dead. Draw. Draw. Another copy of Dark Ritual. Let's unmask them. Get rid of one of these Dark Rituals. Karn and Fury. Fury to Karn. Pass the turn. Okay, so we're at 18 life. Draw. There's a Lotus Petal. Okay, so now we just need to find a payoff. We have Fury and 2 unknowns in it. 1 unknown. 17. Draw. Shallow Grave is not going to do it here. Come on, deck. Alright, I think I'm willing to go to the next one in the face of here. Okay, so game 3, we're on the play. Yeah, I'm just going to submit. I guess it didn't really matter that I played the wrong fetch land in hindsight because our land was blown up and I never drew the action. So it's just like a non-issue, but I should have played the Delta first. Okay, game 3, and we're on the play. So here we have Entomb and Show and Tell, a little bit of a nombo. I think I'm going to try it. I don't love it. It's a little bit awkward. Opponent takes a mulligan to 6. We're going to play Underground Sea, and let's just evoke the Grief pitching Dark Ritual. Target them. Swords to Plowshares. I think I take the Enlightened Tutor. Not entirely sure about that one. So I'm also in a tough spot because I think I'm supposed to Entomb for Griselbrand, but I also understand that it makes my odds of hitting for Show and Tell worse. The reason I think you're supposed to Entomb is that if you do draw the Shallow Grave effect or whatever, you want more open mana available so that way you can Witherbloom combo. So I think you're supposed to do it now, but it does make the show and tell worse. Okay, can we hit? No is the answer. Alright, I'm just going to play out these petals, just in case of Trinisphere. Pass the turn. Raise Crockett. Goblin Welder, okay. On deck. Be good to me. Be good to me. Unmask is not it. Alright, so we're going to just pass the turn here. Ancient Tomb, Grindstone. And they're passing. Double swords up. Chooses not to use Welder, okay. Draw. Another Lotus Petal. A little bit awkward. Pass the turn. Double swords and 2 unknowns in hand. I'm not sure what their hand consists of, but if it is, 2 duds, I think they're supposed to grindstone themselves to try to hit Painter Servant. Okay. Draw. That's a bummer. We are just flooding. Maybe a hard cast unmask. Target you. Chose not to play Karn. I'll discard that Karn. Pass the turn. So it looks like they're going to grindstone themselves here. And they reveal... What is it? Plains Pyro. Alright, so... Goblin Welder, double swords, and a random draw. I guess they should have cited in Emrakul versus the Painter deck. A little bit of an oversight on my part. Yeah, that just occurred to me. The other Welder, sure. Yeah, why did I not cite in Emrakul? I'm a dummy. Come on, deck. This is just ridiculous. Other Grindstone, Karn Grindstone. 3 mana. Targets themselves and they hit Soul Guide Lantern. That's really good for them because now I can't draw a reanimation spells in out. So that is very, very good. I just have to draw one of my 3 Griselbrands. I think I'm going to save this Stealth in case I draw Brainstorm. Apprentice doesn't do anything here because we know that our opponent has double swords. Alright. So they're going to weld the Grindstone back in. I'll hide my sideboard. Okay. Come on, Griselbrand. Draw. Doesn't do me a whole lot of good here. Yeah, I just have to pass. So likely a Grindstone activation here. Esper Sun. Drawing a card with Soul Guide Lantern. We have to be dead soon. Our opponent's almost halfway through their deck and they haven't found a Painter Servant yet. Give me a Griselbrand off the top rope. Okay, so they have 1 unknown. Let's try the Brainstorm. I think we can put back these 2. But my concern is we know that they have double swords, so just kind of awkward. And it's not like we're tying up their white mana. They have plenty of white mana. Okay, pass the turn. No point in casting Chain of Smog into double sword plowshares. Yep. So now they have swords and 1 unknown. And the Soul Guide comes back, which is fun. I don't care. And now what they can do is grindstone themselves again and then possibly draw a card. Just digging for that serve. There's not the grindstone. Okay. Draws a card with Soul Guide Lantern, up to 4 cards in hand. And there's the win. All right, so they got us. We are 0-1 with Turbo Smog Reanimator Show. All right, I'll see you in match number 2. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. John, don't hate me, but I think I'm going to keep this hand. So it seems pretty wild, but if we draw a black source, we have turn 1 Griselbrand with Unmask or Grief backup. I think the risk is worth it here. Looted Delta. Oh no, we're getting griefed. This is not good. This is not good at all. Clearly it's the mirror match. Couldn't possibly be any other deck in Legacy. It is definitely the Turbo Smog Reanimator Show mirror. Unfortunate. Should have played around it. Entomb down. Badlands. Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. Turn 1 Archon of Cruelty. I think I just discard the Grief? Come on, deck. Draw. Another Entomb. I think I just discard the Smog, maybe? Can I even win anything? Like, what I'm asking, I guess, is if they attack, I lose 9 life. I don't think I can even reanimate Griselbrand, so I think I'm just dead. Yeah, this isn't going to draw. Okay, well, that didn't pan out. Then again, I don't know if we were going to beat this start to begin with. But we get to be on the play for game 2, which is a bonus. So we're going to side in Fairy Macabre here. Get rid of the archetype of Endurance for sure. Maybe we want Hullbreaker Horror? I'm not sure. And I think we can board out the Veil of Stone. Might be able to board out a basic or two, actually. Board in at least one more Veil. Let's try this. Okay, game 2 on the play versus Black Red Reanimator. Cannot keep this. I don't know. I think we should just go to 5. Okay, so this is turn 1 Gristle. You just bought him the 2 lands. Okay, so unmask ourselves. Removing this Apprentice. Third Gristle. Underground Sea, reanimate. So one of the things that I disagree with why I don't think the deck should actually be bugged, by the way, is that we just got macabre. Alright, so O2. One of the reasons I don't think it should be bugged is we should really just be looking to leverage the London Mulligan with our hands. And I don't think you actually need Brainstorm for consistency as long as you can mulligan well, which is probably why I lost that last game in round number 1. Bummer our opponent had Fairy Macabre here, but I think we made the correct decision when mulliganing. Like, it stinks to lose, but if you didn't misplay, it's fine. Enough said, we're 0-2. We're just going to play it out and see if we can bounce back, get our money back with a nice 3-2. Playing your favorite combo deck in paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot. everyone's favorite Stormwind condition. A Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. All right, match number 3, we're on the play. I actually faced this person in a league earlier today, and they were on some sort of black-white vampires deck. Let's see if they're still on that. So this is a turn 1 Entomb into turn 2 Shallow Grave hand. Let's see if we can make it work. Burning Catacombs, Lotus Petal, and pass that turn. Once upon a time. Might not be the same deck. Now I'm wondering if they were the Madness opponent. They might have been my Madness opponent. Because my Madness opponent did have Once Upon a Time. Opposition Agent. I mean, if they name any card in my hand, tip of the cap. This is one of the bigger problems with, and they were my Vampires opponent. Because my Vampires opponent also had Cabal Therapy in their deck. But this is one of the problems I see with Cabal Therapy in like Modern era Legacy. It's way too risky to miss in this format, and even the blue decks, they have more than just Force of Will. It's just not a card that has aged particularly well in my. Now we Entomb. Go get that Gristle. Draw. Let's pick up that creature with the Shallow Grave. So now we go up to 26 life. Then we can draw 21 cards. All right, draw 7. Draw 7. Draw 7. Okay, so Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Let's unmask them. Pitch a Grief. Why not? They're like a Nick Fit deck. Sure. Did I hit a Witherbloom? I did not. I also didn't hit an Entomb. Alright, so I guess we'll just discard their entire hand. Target them. Okay, another Grief, why not? Get rid of a Shallow Grave, I suppose. Okay. Floor. Play another copy of Grief. We can pitch a Reanimate. We're not going to need that. We're also at 5, so even if I could put a creature to the graveyard, I don't really want to reanimate it. And I think I'm just going to pass here. We're definitely discarding this archetype of Endurance. Veil of Summer, I guess. That's not a very good draw 21. Okay, Saga pass. We could be dead to the Saga if we don't draw well. There it is. So we're just going to unmask them to make sure they didn't draw anything too good. Okay. The Apprentice. And Chain of Smog. Wooch wooch. Discard 2. Yes. Same targets. Discard the Veil. Yes. This is annoying. Okay, they conceded. Thank you, opponent. And we are up a game over Nick Fit. So I think we probably want the extra Veil. We wanted to do the sideboard play, and this is why John put it in the deck, so let's do it. All right, so we're bringing in a bunch of cards. We have 8 cards to side out. John says we're supposed to board out most of the package. So we're going to board out Shallow Graves and Reanimates. When we do that, we are short 3 cards, or we get to return 3 cards. So what are our best 3 cards versus Nick Fit? Probably the Reanimates. And then like maybe you keep like, is it crazy to do 1 Entomb? Probably. Maybe you just do 3 Reanimate. Because you have the Chain of Smog to discard. Let's try this out. Okay, so it's game 2. We've opened up another hand without lands. You need to ship it. We're gonna keep this, but I don't love it. I think we get rid of a Reanimate. And we might be... No, I can't move to clean up. That doesn't make sense. Nile Spellbomb. That's awkward. Okay. So I think we're just looking to draw Show and Tell. Verdant Catacombs. They're sacrificing it. Veteran Explorer. Okay, no Cabal Therapy. Draw. We drew Reanimate 3. How awkward. Okay. Village Rites. The spicy one. Yes, I would like to go get 2 out of my deck. We'll get Forest. And this will allow me to easily cast the Veil of Summer. That does put us up to 5 mana. Griselbrand is 8. So even if I draw Dark Ritual, I cannot hardcast Griselbrand quite yet. Once Upon a Time, you got it. Versus Saga, okay. Retrofitter Foundry. Draw. Another Gristle. So I think I'm supposed to just move to discard and discard the Griselbrand. Sure. So, I mean, this is a little bit of wishful thinking, but it's possible that, like, I attempt to reanimate next turn, and then I wait 2 turns, move to clean up, and then try to reanimate the next one. Not likely to happen, but there's very little downside to discarding that Griselbrand outside of Surgical Extraction. Alright, we're going to take 1 here. Leyline of the Void. Sure. I might cycle a Veil of Summer here. Okay. Give me that Show and Tell. Draw. There we go. That is, in fact, what the doctor ordered. Okay, so... Show and Tell. And I tapped wrong. Show and Tell. Griselbrand. Rector. Okay, we'll draw 7 more, going down to 3. We hit our Witherbloom. This should be a pretty easy win. We're just going to make sure that the coast is clear with this Unmasking Grief. Target them, exile one of these dead reanimates. Okay, coast is clear. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Play the Apprentice. And Chain of Smog. Wooch wooch. 1-2. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Welcome to match number 4. We're on the draw, and, well, we've opened up a hand with only reanimation effects, so we need to ship this. Okay, this is pretty good. This is turn 1 Griselbrand. Bottom the Gristle, why not? Let's go. There's actually, I think I was supposed to bottom the archetype, because if our opponent leads on island here, which is what it looks like, if I draw something like endurance, or not endurance, grief or unmask, I would have protection. All right. Draw. All right, so I get to beat Daze here. Dark Ritual, Entomb. Go get that Griselbrand. Cast it. Has to reanimate at least. Ding! So now we're going to go to 5. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Think we definitely do something. I'm just not really sure what that's. I think you pitch the Entomb. Hey, wooch wooch. The reanimator thing worked. They didn't get to see our backup game plan. Okay, so here I think we want the defense grids. Yeah, I think we just do everything. 13 cards in. So these are the instructions that John gave me on how to sideboard. We're just going to board out the entire reanimator package. Board out these shallow graves. That's 62. John, I don't think you gave me a clear game. Let me check your email. Bear with me, everyone. To unmask. Okay, so John did give it to me. I apologize. John is a saint, and here I am slandering. Honestly, I think this card. I'm gonna keep it unmasked over that. Do it. Game number 2 on the draw. I think this is probably fine. We have the opposite half of 2 different combos, so if we draw either one, it's going to end up being okay. And after getting goldfished in game number 1, our opponent's quickly mulliganing to 5, looking for that interact. Okay, 5 cards. Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Love to see it. Come on, deck, be good to me. Veil of Summer. Okay, pass the turn. I would consider cycling Veil on our opponent's turn if they played something, just because I want to find that action spell that we need to win the game. 4 cards in hand, and they're just passing. Okay, draw. Land go. No need to play the grief yet. Land. Still 4 cards in our opponent's hand. Draw. Brainstorm. I think I'm going to cast that. Basic Island. Brainstorm. For some reason, they have Pyroblast in their deck. We can go get Veil of Summer, or get the Forest and cast Veil. Our opponent has to be so confused how we went from being a Reanimator to basic Island deck. All right, go get that basic Forest. Veil of Summer. Even if they force this, it's fine. And we are, in fact, getting forced. Nice. So our opponent's going to go down to a single card in hand. Oh, second thoughts? Maybe changing the card they're pitching. Okay, so we know that our opponent has a force in hand. I am going to pay for that. So grab the swamp. I could Dark Writ in case we hit, but I feel like that's pretty unlikely. So I'm just going to pay the 1 mana. Veil of Summer. Drew a land. Alright. Now we brainstorm. We can start looking at hardcasting Omniscience. That's got to be it, right? I'm joking, But this is actually pretty good. So next turn we can show and tell and Omniscience into the win. All right. Omniscience into Witherbloom Combo, just as they drew it up in R&D. Okay, draw. We're going to grief our opponent, pitching this Dark Ritual. Okay, so it looks like the grief resolves will target them. Double Murktide. Things I don't care about. Alright, show and tell. Omniscience. Witherbloom Apprentice. I have to cast it with them. My bad. Just the best deck in the format, casually losing to John's creation here. No big deal. Get out of here, Murktide Regent. I mean, people want Murktide banned, and it's about to lose to Witherbloom Apprentice. I'm just throwing that out there. Nice 3/3. And then we cast Chain of Smog targeting us. And it's the combo. Discard Veil. Yes. I guess I have to target myself here. Or, well, I mean, I was hoping I could choose same target so I could just keep on clicking yes over and over. Alright, so it looks like this opponent's going to make me click through it. Not the end of the world. I mean, we have 21 minutes to execute this. I think I'll be okay. Alright, here we go. Oh, they learned what the F6 key does. That's good. And they conceded. Wooch wooch. Choo choo. 1 round left to go. John, we're making a comeback. I think we're going to get this next one. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. All right, welcome to the last round. We're on the draw, and I'm going to keep this. We are lacking a way of getting Griselbrand to the graveyard. That said, we do have this weird thing called the cleanup step, which we could possibly use to our advantage. What is going on? Chalice of the Void. So our opponent is a monster. That is their character trait, because who would dare play Chalice of the Void? What a jerk. I say this jokingly, but also Chalice of the Void. So we're going to discard our Griselbrand here, pass the turn, and then hopefully be able to Shallow Grave it back for a win. Alright, double Ancient Tomb. Karn the Great Creator, just 2 of my favorite cards in play at the same time. What's not to love about Legacy? Red 14 line. They chose Tormod's Crypt. Alright, you're fun at parties. Let's go to the next. I've seen enough. Okay. So that sucked. Okay, so we're going into game number 2. We want these show and tells. Let's get rid of the archetype of endurance. We don't really want the veil of stuff. Okay, so that's a clean 60. So the question is, do we bring in these? Probably. I guess we could also bring in the Hullbreaker. Brings us up to 63, which is kind of an issue. I think we want as many unmask effects as possible, so I don't really want to board those out. I do think that maybe we could board out a land, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. Alright, I'm just going to board out 2 unmask. I don't know what else to do here. Whoops, come back, Grief. And then maybe board out the island? I guess island's better than forest here. Like, while we do have the Witherbloom Apprentice, we have more blue cards in our deck now, so let's try this out. Okay, on the play again. One of those awkward hands where we have the wrong halves again. I think I'm going to ship this. Okay, so this is turn 2 show and tell. Think I get rid of the grief? They might be mulliganing for Leyline. The 4 cards. That's pretty quick. Give them that ley line. That's what they want here. The 3 cards. I'll be completely honest. If you register a card in the Great Creator, you deserve to mulligan it. You did it to yourself. Okay, and they found their ley line. 2 cards in hand. Basic Island, Brainstorm. And they thought they knew what we were doing. Alright, so I think we put back Show and Tell Witherbloom. I don't have strong opinion. It is a little bit awkward that we're about to show and tell our opponent that mulligan to 3 when we could just like be putting like Helm of Obedience into play and we're just snap dead. Please don't let that happen to me. I would not love that. Alright. Show and tell. Bristle. Swamp, okay. We did not get helmed. Looks like they're actually on curses. Which is a helm deck, by the way. So we got pretty lucky there. Draw. Let's get in there. Go up to 27. Draw. Draw again. Draw again. Why not? Let's play this Grief, pitching, reanimate. Target you. What is your last card? Dark Ritual. Okay, so now we play our own copy of Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Whoops, undo. Witherbloom Apprentice. And Chain of Smog. Alright, going to game 3 against Curses. Do I want to change anything? I mean, maybe we want the forest on the draw. I'm not sure. Maybe side out like 1 reanimate, because they're just going to mold the ley line. I'm just going to smith this. Okay, game 3 versus Mono Black Curses. Once again, this hand, well, it's only half of 1 combo. It's not half of both. I still think you're supposed to ship this, though. Like, it doesn't really do anything. I think that's, like, one thing not enough Legacy players do is just, like, leverage the London Mulligan well. My 2 cents. I think we're supposed to keep this and just bottom the Lotus Petal. You could also argue that maybe you're supposed to bottom the Brainstorm because they're so likely to Chalice on 1 me. Let's do it. Let's bottom the Brainstorm. It's a little bit of a crazy person's play. No ley line. Uh-oh. What did you keep? Draw. So the reason I secretly kept this hand, okay, I didn't get opposition agented there, is I could hardcast the Grief on turn 1, backed by Witherbloom, and just beat down. So instead of pitching it, we're just hardcasting Grief. Good grief. What an edict. There's the agent. Yeah, let's just take the edict. Okay, swamp. Chalice on 1. You got it. Draw. Okay, so they're about to have Op Agent, but it won't matter because of Urborg will make this Verdant tap for black anyway. So we'll get Trop here. Player Witherbloom. And go to beat downtown. Cool. We just want to draw a Chain of Smog off the top row. There's the Urborg. Draw. Reanimate. I think we just attack with the Grief. Pass the turn. So you might be thinking, well, if you attack in with the Witherbloom, your opponent can flash an opposition agent, and then you can reanimate. That's not how it works. Our opponent has a Chalice of the Void in play, so we get countered, and then you're just down on Witherbloom. We're in a spot right now where I think, in my opinion, we're ahead. I'm not going to block that. But I think we're ahead, and all I have to do is draw the Chain of Smog in order to win, so I'm not going to jeopardize. Draw. But also, our opponent could have drawn another op agent. I'm just going to get in there. If they drew a second opposition agent. And they did. Okay. Sure thing. Alright, so we're just racing 3/2s at the moment. 2 mana. Chalice on 1, sure. Draw. Alright, we're only 3 mana sources away from hardcasting Griselbrand. What could go wrong? Get in there. I guess I could also just draw Show and Tell. That is on the menu. 3 mana. Plague Engineer. I don't like that. Right now they're winning the race. I need to draw Show and Tell. Draw. Garbage Entomb. Alright, get in there. Maybe I was supposed to hang back. They have 2 cards. They can play Karn into like Tormod's Crypt, but I don't even care about that. And now they're winning the race. We go to 4 life. There's Karn. Really need to draw Show and Tell. That's our out here. I could also draw Witherbloom and just start playing spells into the Chalice to get the Life Gain trigger. Alright, and they're minusing Karn. Walking Ballista, that's not good for me. Draw. I think we lost. Yep, that's lethal with the Ballista. Okay, so we went 2-3. Not the worst record. I mean, it's fine. So here's what we played today. In my opinion, the brainstorms were not very good. Like, they weren't worth splashing blue for, in my opinion, which is really what our deck is doing. And then you get like sideboard Show and Tells. The Show and Tell are the best part of playing blue, but I'm not sure if it's even necessary. So I came up with this list in between rounds. This is closer to something that I would actually recommend playing, where we're just looking to leverage the London Mulligan really well in our game 1s, and then game 2, you just have a bunch of haymakers. So instead of trying to dodge, we're going to plow through. So you get Force of Vigor that answers Leyline of the Void, Chalice of the Void, Hate Voids. But also Reverent Silence for Leylines. You get Carpet versus Blue decks, Xandid Swarm. Xandid Swarm means that you don't have to worry about Chain of Smog being countered after you discard your hand or your Witherbloom Apprentice being removed. It just makes a lot of sense to be running Xandid Swarm. So, John, this is what I would recommend. I really do think you should try cutting blue for a little bit. Circle back to it. I just think that this is a stronger strategy. Plus, on top of that, you get to do more of the Griselbrand win the game sort of turns where you just draw 14. And when you have Elvish Spirit Guide, you're going to have more games where you can then play the Witherbloom into the win. So I really like that. Plus, you get the cool blowouts with Elvish Spirit Guide, Veil of Summer, which is pretty sweet. So this is my recommendation. Let me know how it goes. And thanks for watching. Keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.